Welcome to Drive Electric with Dominic. I'm Dominic. This is Isaiah.
Hello.
And today we're going to do a DEWD loop. I just got the 12.3 FSD update. So this update is like the big one. So let's see, the release notes say it upgrades the city streets driving stack to a single end-to-end neural network trained on millions of video clips, replacing over 300,000 lines of explicit C++ code. So that all sounds pretty impressive. Let's see how it does here in Florida. All right, let's go.
College Town.
There you go.
All right. All right. And we're on. This is FSD. FSD 12.3. It took us a moment. Oh, it's very acting a lot differently than it did. It's very cautious there, but it did pull out. Okay.
This feels like a person. Oh my gosh.
It's slowing down for some unknown reason.
The acceleration there just kind of aggressive, not out of that way, just a very confident.
Okay. Let's take the second exit.
Wow.
Okay, so far so good. It's a little bit, like a little hesitant when we first turned it on, but
it's feeling a lot more confident from what I feel from last time already. I mean, we're not all the way in there yet, but like this is.
Oh, we got the yellow and it's slowing. All right, slowing aggressively ahead of the stop line. That's interesting, and kind of pulling up to it. It's leaving it feels like there's like a few feet, but yeah, it's a good 5 feet between us and the stop line. Which is a little bit farther back than I would do. I think most humans.
Yeah, just even to get a better view.
But
a lot
it's
of
fine. Oh.
Blind intersections.
That
acceleration's very like.
Aggressive acceleration. Yeah. You're not going to be holding anybody up to the lights.
That's true. Wow.
Okay. Abandoned scooter. Oh, we got a yellow. Let's see if it comes in. We got a pedestrian on the left. Let's see if they slow down and wait for you. I'm covering the brake. They should wait. No, they've got a advanced light, so we can go.
Wow. Did you press the?
Relatively aggressive. I didn't touch anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is all car.
Wow. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more impressed than.
It's funny with the way it's stopping so far back from the line. It's kind of important to be up on the line or close to the line anyway. Sometimes this should be fine, but in some places we have like weights in or scales and whatever, they're gonna
to trigger the light. And sometimes things are blind, and so you have to go a little ahead so you can kind of see. Right. I don't know. Maybe it's the recent FSD videos I've been watching yesterday that were showing it doing kind of well. Maybe that's kind of playing in part, but this actually seems better than the last time a lot better than the last time we drove.
Yeah. What do you think of the visualization?
Yeah, that's good. I think wide like this.
Okay. Just,
there you go. Smart.
All right. And it's following the speed limit. I think I should speed up just a few. We got a big truck and a trailer coming up behind us. Give us a. Not gonna hold anybody up really. I think 35 is pretty generally the speed people go down this hill at least anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's right over the yellow a little bit.
Over the yellow a little bit.
That's interesting. Nick to turn, nick to lines.
I'll say this, it's the line following kind of the braking where it kind of braked a little early, the acceleration reminds me of a human driver, but I wouldn't say it's the best human driving practices, but it reminds me of something a human would do.
Okay.
I wonder what it's trained exactly on. Is it like videos of people driving, or was it
yeah, I assume it's all like video clips from Tesla drivers, right? That's their library that they have, to work with. That's their.
I wonder if they're using FSD videos or just plain like actual human driving.
Oh, I imagine it's FSD or autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like that acceleration
It's very assertive.
yeah, very confident.
Yeah. Which is great in some ways, for sure. I wonder how that would be on like a slippery surface, like if it's like
Right.
icy roads, if it would
How
like,
that would work,
if it
yeah.
would moderate that a little bit. I guess if there's any slippage, it would realize there's something going on that it needs to adjust for. So just check our maps, make sure we're going the right way. Yep, we don't have to. You can,
I have a question. Does FSD change? Does it recalibrate depending on the weather? So if it's raining, does it automatically know, all right, it's raining, I should maybe slow down or not turn as aggressively?
That's a good question, actually. And we were going to do this yesterday, except it was raining, and I didn't want to, color the results with the rain. But maybe the cameras couldn't read as well, so I didn't want to color the results of my first time trying FSD, because this is truly the first time. Like I got it a couple days ago, and I haven't turned it on yet. I wanted to, but I wanted to save it actually for like this first time, my first impressions, and I didn't want it to teach you anything. So because I think it'll improve on its, I think on its own. I'm not exactly sure how it all works. Does it have to call back to the mothership for more instructions, or it's just all those future instructions come from like updates like we've been getting? I kind of think that's the way it's going to be. So it comes in like updates like the way it's been. I see. A car slam came across in front of us, and sometimes it freaks out when that happens. It'll give us a burp, 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 and slow on the brakes. So I put the turn signal on. I think I touched it, and we might have done it at the same time. Okay, we got the green.
Man.
Let's see if it'll stay in our lane, because it's got to get over into the right lane eventually. Okay, so does this should cut over? So it sped up to get into the lane, then it slowed down to get to the speed limit-ish. Got a yellow. But we're still going to have to get into this right lane. So we could do it here. If it was me, I would do it like right now. Especially if it's slowing down so much, it's like would have been the perfect time to cut in behind this guy.
It's got to take into account some of these things. It's interesting though. I feel way more confident than I did last time.
Okay.
Wait, like the first drive, that was also my first FSD drive.
Right.
So maybe that played a little bit of part into it.
This is interesting. So we got the line for the Dunkin' Donuts out in the blocking the road. So, okay.
Okay.
So that held the guy beside us back a little bit, so we can get in front of him. Stadium Drive. Okay, we're good there. And it's very cautious about this, like leaving a big gap.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can change the following distance. I forget exactly how to do that off the top of my head. Following distance, yeah, I don't know. But let me just double check our map though to make sure. See where we need to actually re-navigate at some point down here. Once we go around this through this intersection, then we re-navigate to somewhere down Gaines. Yeah, following distance. Did I do that? Oh, I took it off some. Yeah. Okay, we're back on and we're going. It's slowing.
Pedestrians.
Waiting for the pedestrians.
Just go.
No, it's gonna go.
Yeah, like it had enough time. I'm like, just be confident with it.
Yeah.
But it's good that it's cautious.
Right. It's better than being rude to pedestrians because they have the right of way. And it should sort of give them the opening to, I don't know, speed up or do whatever.
Decide, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've been thinking about getting a Model 3 or Model Y, but I want to do my taxes first and have the IRS take all my money and then figure out what I want to.
There's some good Model 3 deals out there.
Yeah.
Have you driven a Model Y?
I have.
Okay.
I road tripped a Model Y Performance for a few thousand miles. So
oh, really? Where at?
This is California, so we drove.
Oh, this is the last trip?
This is 2022.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you like that?
I loved it.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I did a test drive with Kay in a few videos ago, and I just sat in the passenger. I haven't driven the Y yet, but I just sat in the passenger seat, and compared to this, felt so a little odd to me.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it really is just a Model 3, and you could see the seat gaps. Like,
right,
it's just 6 inches higher with these giant, like, metal brackets just holding it up, covered by carpet.
right.
But yeah, it definitely, we didn't use autopilot once that entire trip. Well, we used it once, and it was kind of bad, and I was not confident in it. So I was like, I don't really know much how to use autopilot the best.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what, I'm fine with just driving the entire way. But it was a few thousand miles, very fun.
So it's doing all this pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not jerking around before. It would, where it goes for the cycling lane on the side, it kind of adjusts its place in the lanes. Because of that, it didn't really do that this time. It was very natural, very human-like.
Yeah. That's what I feel, very human.
And okay, so this is the tricky light. So once it goes through this light, it needs to get into the right-hand lane. So when we get to the next light, we'll be in the only lane that goes straight to that intersection. There's a right-hand turn lane.
So we're going straight on Gaines?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So do you want to change the navigation? 'Cause
We need to do that pretty soon, but we need to end trip, and then maybe this is a good time to do that. End trip. So navigate College Town. Okay, I've got a lot. I got a lot of places in here now. Shoot, this is gonna be Gaines. Okay, and we just double. It's doing it right. It's taking us to here by all stands. Yeah, good. All right, put that over. But then we need to remember to
change it.
change that again when we get kind of close. Okay, will it get into the right lane?
Let's see. What is it gonna do?
Oh, no. At some point, it needs to figure it out before we get cars on the inside that we can't. Okay. We got a car coming up on the inside of the lane that we need to be where we need to be. And we're kind of blocked in, so it's not thinking far enough ahead. I think you need to think ahead 2 lights here. Let's see what its navigation is. The mapping is showing us going straight. So it's going to try to get into this lane here on the right, I guess.
Let's see. You gotta go in, Tesla.
It's being a little aggressive pulling up to the back of this car. It's not going to get there in time, I don't think. It's not making the move.
Yeah,
We're going to be stuck here. And that's a fail.
Yeah.
And now we're in the wrong lane. We have to turn left.
Hopefully it turns left. I wonder if it was gonna be like, I'm gonna go straight. Still.
Yeah, it's going to try to, I bet you it's going to try to do that. Does this tell us anything? Where does it think it's going?
I will say that's a very weird road going down, and this
Right.
doesn't give you a lot of time, but still, it should.
Right. This is part of it. We have to give it challenges, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to let it go straight here. If it tries, I'm holding onto the wheel. It's following the car ahead of us.
Okay.
It knows it's going the wrong way. Oh, it pulled
Yeah,
a
it
little
was
bit to
kinda
the right.
pulled over.
In 500 feet, turn right onto West St. Augustine Street. Now turn right onto West.
So it's
St.
rerouting, I
Augustine
guess.
Street.
Yes, it's rerouted us. Yeah, it's going to go up St. Augustine and back down over here to Gaines. Not ideal,
Wow. It's a decent turn.
but it did fix it, and that was a decent turn.
Yeah.
Yep. This part of town is crazy to me
Yeah.
because it's changed so much. So I moved here like 25 years ago. And
Oh, I imagine
I
Gaines
used
Street
to-
was nothing.
I used to work on West Madison, and all
Yeah.
that's gone. Like the old warehouse I used to
Yeah.
work in. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was telling me, I guess I was just too young, but you can look at the old Google Street Map pictures,
Right.
and this is just, some of the houses were back here. It's just nothing but kind of warehouses and industrial sized buildings.
Right.
And now it's just apartments.
Yeah,
and
student housing.
condominiums. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I
student
wouldn't even
housing.
call it student housing.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. It's not
Right.
even really student housing. It's like $2-3 grand a month for.
Yeah, rich student housing.
There you go. There you go. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it, but
And they're building more. They're building a new one right by Greenwise, but.
okay. So we need to reroute now. Should we? No. If we reroute now, it'll do crazy things. once we make this turn to the right, I think we'll reroute to go north on Duval Street, I guess we gotta look for. Okay.
In 500 feet, turn right onto South Macon Street.
South Macon Street, not yet. Another red, and it's doing that very super cautious, slow down ahead of the.
Yeah, it's very back compared to the other car.
Straight, and then we're still right. So we just need to hit that navigation once we get around this turn. Yeah.
Right.
Let's turn on. Can it go in? Oh, I see. It's got to cut through this to
Now turn right
get in the
onto
right
South
lane.
Macon
Okay.
Street.
This is an interesting situation.
Yeah.
Bunch of construction going here.
I think it realizes that too. Wow. Well,
Okay.
or that's just traffic. Okay.
Now it's going to have to get in
It's
this
gonna have
left
to go
lane.
left lane.
Turn left
Oh,
onto
okay. There's a
West
whole
Main
bunch of
Street.
stuff going on here. I took it off autopilot. Let this FedEx truck through, but we need to get in this right lane. And that guy's not letting us get in the right lane. Awesome. Okay. Oh, this guy is. Oh, thank you. Okay. Now end trip, navigate to. Turn on the right turn signal, navigate to Duval. They get it? I'm just gonna do it. Get us up here. Okay, I'm kind of cheating. I guess there's a ton of construction. I thought it was interfering with his intersection more, so I kind of panicked. So I guess we want this one, right? North Duval Street.
Next one.
And that
Now turn left onto
Yes.
West
Yeah, yeah.
Main Street.
doing the things. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Navigate and
Wait,
also
oh my God.
autopilot has
Yeah.
get us from the FSD on. So, right. So a bit of a fail with the congestion and the tight traffic. I think that was kind of a fail, right?
I would say so. Yeah. It was a lot going on, but again, it should still be able to handle. That's what it's built for. To
Right. It needs to. Well, it should know that it needs to get in that left lane like right away.
Earlier,
It has
yeah.
to be able to look ahead and see what's coming. Can't just be reactive. I think it
Right.
has to be proactive. And I assume that's something that they're kind of working on. One of the other things I always worried about was, I had to hit the accelerator. It's
yeah, it's kind of slowed
stopping
down.
on me. There's a worker close. It went by the other guy close to the road, no
Yeah.
problem.
And then the other guy was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And right, this is a slow street. I'll just turn it up a little bit. And slow down for all the car crisscross traffic. Right. I guess we can show that whole thing again. Oh, no, it's a bicycle lane. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, reading the lines, reading the road.
Yeah. There should be, I think there's big symbols on this road somewhere.
In 500 feet, turn left onto South Duval Street.
A little close to that line.
Yeah.
Left turn signal, did it? Okay, good. Now it's a little bit of a tricky blind left turn. Hard to see over this little ridge. There's cars coming. It's stopping behind the line with the light open. As a human driver, I get out in the intersection to do this part, but it sees a gap. It's got a yellow and it's going. Yes, nice.
That's confident.
Yeah, that was good. Needs to get into the right lane, and we need to re-navigate again. So we'll swing this over, end trip, and then also navigate to slight turning force to the wheel. Navigate to. It's got a red light. Okay. And not DEWD end. What's that called? 104, 10, yeah, was it?
102
4th
West.
Avenue, yeah, 4th Avenue. Let's get in the right lane.
Alright.
The car behind us was doing a similar thing. Oh, we had a green light. Kind of cut her off a little bit. Not cut her off, but kind of got in front of her as she was accelerating. But she got in that lane and she didn't beep at me, so I guess everything's cool.
Yeah, and she was definitely. I don't.
She's
I don't think
driving
she was
more
too,
aggressive.
Yeah, I don't think she was too worried about it.
And we're getting this. Oh, this is good because
Yeah.
we do have to make a right-hand turn eventually, so it knows that because it's on the navigation. There's a right-hand turn coming up, and it's got us in the right lane. That's good. Ford freestyle.
A lot of Ford cars, they kind of switch their names pretty often.
Yeah, a little hesitant there for some reason.
Alright.
It's weird. It's kind of cautious in this kind of position. It's not really, it's kind of idling along. I feel really, how close are we to that curb?
I mean, it's not too bad, but
Okay.
closer than I would like.
Yeah, it's like not, it feels like it's, yeah. Is it centered on the road?
How is it on your side? Oh,
I got a lot of room on this side.
yeah, it's not centered.
Okay, maybe that's
It's
better.
getting a little better, yeah.
Now it's drifting that way a bit. Jeez. Okay. It's gotta, if it stays over here, it's gonna get in the right-hand lane by mistake, and it should not, so.
Ooh.
Oh, did it? It got in the right side. Okay. It did that on
Okay.
its own. Jeez.
Confident car.
Man. I still need to figure out how to program all of these, this whole map in.
Just go all at once?
Yeah. Because there's got to be a way to do that, right?
Should be, yeah.
If you know how to do that, please leave us a comment below. That would be very helpful. I mean, I've looked and I've tried different things and they haven't really worked out for me, but maybe I'm missing a key step. All right, so it has to make a right-hand turn coming up. We've got nobody behind us, so I know it usually slows down a lot for this turn.
500 feet, turn right onto West 4th Avenue.
So at least we won't be hurt or slowing anybody down. So I don't feel the need to push the accelerator to make it hustle up around the turn. Got the green light.
Right onto West 4th Avenue.
So as soon as it makes the turn, I'll start navigating to the next one. I think see, it almost comes to a stop to make this turn, which it's a tight turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so end trip, navigate. Oh, it wants to. Oh. Okay, turn that off. We need to navigate to
Dude end.
Ponce. I think it's Officer Ponce or other. Here we go. Officer Ponce. And it's still on, and it's got the left turn signal on. Okay, so
Turn left onto North Monroe Street.
this is an unprotected left, so there's no light. We need to turn left onto a not too busy at the moment street. Should be able to do this. We got it's clear. Yes, we were lucky.
That's
There's
pretty
a
good.
break in the traffic, so there was no like.
Didn't have to worry too much. It was.
Yeah, as like Martin would say, no squeaky bum moments. Whatever that means, I don't know. British thing. All right, so we're clear to go to Officer Ponce. So we just need to program in. Hopefully that's open too. It's been actually that might be closed. I think was that closed the last time we did it.
No, I don't think so. But last time I was in Lake Elliott, it was closed.
Okay, so that might be, yeah, that might be closed. We might have to go around. So I wonder how hard it'll figure. I wonder what happens if it gets to like a road closed.
Does
Now,
it back?
will it recognize that the road closed and then
Yeah.
try to turn around and reroute itself? That would be like a human,
Remember, was it with Kay?
possibly.
I remember this is by the Challenger Center where we just were. There was a road blockage and the car didn't it try to go through it?
Yes,
So
it's.
it might just try to.
I mean, hopefully it's like a lot
different, of
smarter,
course.
right?
This is a newer update, so We'll see. I imagine if it's
Red light. This is a long light.
similar behaviors, but this is doing good so far.
Okay, here we go. Big test. Nobody right behind us, so a car coming back to a little ways. Okay. Now it's slowing. It's not, is it?
Yeah, it's closed. Wow.
It's just going right. Oh, it's going all the way around the lake to where we need to go. Okay, that doesn't really work.
Turn right onto Lake Ella Drive.
We need to navigate somewhere else, but it's gonna do this thing.
Right onto Lake Ella Drive.
Well, okay. It's a little slow on those turns, but it's just gonna go all around the lake, which we don't really need now. So I think we're just gonna end the trip here, and I gotta turn it off, and because I can't navigate into the parking lot fast enough, which actually there's nobody there. Let's navigate in here and just to see how far it goes, because I read something about it like parking itself now or doing something. Yeah, I just want to see if how it acts. If I can find.
I think when you're talking about show all the parking spaces and you just press.
Well, yeah, that's.
See.
Oh, I think I might have gone too far. Man, been doing some traveling. Perry, there we go. College Town, Officer Ponce. Okay, that's our recent stuff. No cars coming. Yeah, let me know if I'm holding up anybody.
Yeah.
Just DEWD end. There we go. DEWD end. Okay. And yeah, so it's just taking us into the parking lot, basically.
Now your destination is on the right.
Navigation complete. Okay, so how's it going to stop? It's just going to stop here in the road.
I think it just stops.
It's.
Is it gonna recognize
It's kind of
parking
looking around
spaces?
for a parking space. It feels like, or it's kind of pulled over to one side a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
So
interesting.
we made it back to Lake Ella here in one piece for this run of the DEWD loop. So Isaiah, what do you think?
I am super impressed. The last drive I had on FSD with you was 11.4.7.3, drastically better. A lot more confident on the road. There were some mistakes when it was trying to figure out what lanes. It needs to be more confident in lane picking,
Right.
which is some errors that we found. But other than that, it feels way more human driving, which I like.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that is like navigation, like how much of like the navigation part is integrated into the actual like driving part, you know what I mean? So if it had it navigated properly, like it saw where it should know where we need to be,
Right.
what lane we need to be in ahead of time. So, I mean, that's kind of laid out on the navigation, but
It
it
should
doesn't
follow.
seem like it's tied in.
Yeah, it's
quite
not
right.
think the best. It should really realize, okay, I only have half a mile until I gotta turn right. I should really be in the rightmost lane, but it really isn't doing that. So.
Right. But it should improve too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I would say I wouldn't call myself an FSD doubter. I am someone who is more confident in more hardware,
Okay.
like radar and lidar, to kind of fill in some of those gaps. But Tesla's really confident in just using vision with their cameras, and I gotta say I could see it happening. I could really see it just being
Oh, yeah?
vision only. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's still a few things we need to. I haven't tried yet. So recently, when I try this like on the interstate, it like goes into the left lane all the time. Like it'll sit in the left lane, which is no bueno. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're not allowed to do that. It's like illegal in Florida. So yeah, I'd like to try this out to see if it does that still. And then there's still like school zones. Will it slow down? Will it recognize school zone signs and slow down for those? That's another big thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to film going home, I guess, and see if we go through a school zone and see how it acts. What else is there? Oh, and then there's like the parking once you arrive somewhere. Like it should park itself, ideally.
Yeah.
Right. Unless it's well, depending on, it should actually have the option of parking or just like letting people out if it's being like used as an Uber,
Right.
like as a ride-sharing vehicle.
like
It just needs to
robotaxi.
pull out or pull into a driveway and.
Of some sort, so you can kind of, if the end destination. I mean, I guess it doesn't fully think that this is like, okay, this is your final destination.
Right.
It's giving you some options before it fully parks.
Right.
But that definitely should be an option. It should give you the opportunity
Yep.
to park
Park 'em
needed be.
Yeah. So it did once we pulled in, it did seem like to want to, navigation had ended, and then it still kept going a little bit, and then pulled over to one side a little bit. So I kind of think that's what was going on there. Yeah. Anyway, so that was kind of it for now. If anything really crazy happens on the way back, I'll tag it on the end of this part of the video. But for now, thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Thanks, Isaiah.
It was awesome being here.
And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
Awesome.